Samuel had died, and all Israel mourned for him. He was buried in Ramah, his hometown. Some time afterwards, the Philistines again made war on Israel. The Philistines set up their camp at Shunem, and Saul gathered all the army of Israel and camped at Mount Gilboa. When Saul saw the vast Philistine army, he became frantic with fear. He asked the Lord what he should do, but the Lord refused to answer him, either by dreams, or by sacred lot, or by the prophets. So Saul foolishly decided to consult a medium, something that God had strictly forbidden. A medium is a person who claims to be able to speak to the spirits of the dead. Now King Saul has already banned all mediums and those who consult the spirits of the dead. But his servant knew that there was a woman living in Endor who was a medium. Saul disguised himself by wearing ordinary clothing, instead of his royal robes. Then he went to the woman's home at night, accompanied by 2 of his men. Saul said to her,
"I have to talk to a man who has died. Will you call up his spirit for me?"
But the woman, a witch, was suspicious, fearing it was a trap.
"Are you trying to get me killed? You know that Saul has outlawed all the mediums and all who consult the spirits of the dead."
But Saul took an oath in the name of the Lord and promised,
"As surely as the Lord lives, nothing bad will happen to you for doing this."
Finally, the woman said,
"Well, whose spirit do you want me to call up?"
"Call up Samuel."
Saul replied. The woman did as she was told. Then she saw a figure, an old man wrapped in a robe coming out of the earth. She screamed. Saul realized it was Samuel, and he fell to the ground before him.
"Why have you disturbed me by calling me back?"
Samuel asked Saul.
"Because I am in deep trouble."
Saul replied.
"The Philistines are at war with me, and God has left me and won't reply by prophets or dreams. So I have called for you to tell me what to do."
Samuel replied,
"As you have disobeyed the Lord, he is giving your kingdom to David. Tomorrow, the Philistines will defeat the army of Israel, and you and your sons will be with me."
Meaning that Saul and his sons will die. Just as Samuel said, the Philistines defeated the Israelites the next day. Many Israelites were killed, and the rest fled. The enemy captured Saul's sons, including Jonathan, and killed them. Saul was badly wounded by an arrow. Not wanting to be captured, he asked his armor-bearer to kill him. But the armor-bearer was afraid and would not do it. So Saul killed himself by falling on his own sword. The next day, the Philistines found the bodies of Saul and his sons. They cut off Saul's head, then nailed his body and the bodies of his sons to the wall of the city of Bethshan. But when the people of Jabesh Gilead heard what the Philistines had done to Saul, all their mighty warriors traveled through the night to Bethshan, and took the bodies of Saul and his sons down from the wall. They brought them to Jabesh, where they burned the bodies and buried their bones under the tamarisk tree at Jabesh. And they mourned and fasted for 7 days. After David mourned for Saul and Jonathan, he moved to Hebron. The people of Judah came to him there, and anointed him as their king. Later he was anointed as king over all the tribes of Israel.